Chris, what's just kind of the focus here in film today, and just kind of trying to get back on track?
Focus is getting back to playing better defense and getting our offensive rhythm back. That starts with taking care of the ball and kind of just making the simple play. We've been fighting that a little bit the last couple games. Not sure why, but it's really affected our rhythm, and it's kind of gotten into our head a bit, and it's affected our ability to play defense. So it's kind of a kinetic chain there.
How do you view Ant's finishing right now? I mean, he's 0 for 7.
I mean, it's career low.
Yeah.
For sure, it's got to get better. We do like the fact that he is going a lot more, benefiting from the free throw line. So that's good. But he's just got to make some of these, and like anything else, you got to go into the workshop, put some work into it, and just kind of get it back to where it needs to be.
Do you see? Is there anything technically that he's doing, or is it?
I think sometimes you may overcomplicate it when it's simple finishing would probably be better, and sometimes I think he just goes with a lot of force and has to kind of be able to play off the contact a bit. But I have noticed he's finished well with his right hand. It's more of his left hand finishing at times. It's seemingly let him down, which is where he's been stronger historically. So
defense, is that just ball pressure? Is that number one?
It's ball contained. Definitely ball contained. The ball's getting too easily where it wants to go. It's always been our strength is to be able to contain that. When we do it, we're really good everywhere else. So.
Emotionally, when things start to go south, does the team tend to just kind of spiral a little bit?
Yeah, we do have a bit of a moody group in that regard. We got to be able to survive our own mistakes a little bit better. I think sometimes guys have ability or have the propensity rather to kind of worry a little bit too much about themselves and how things affect themselves rather than the greater good. And right now it doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to change your scoring average, you got to average 80 points a game down the stretch. I mean, no matter what you do right now, your numbers are not changing. Your body of work is pretty much what it needs to be. What matters most is the winning, we got to get back to that rather than guys worry about whether their shots falling or not, or they're getting enough shots or everything like that, because we've proven that that'll always come back around.
Chris, at the end of the game last night, the ball was initially in Dante's hands, and then Mike's when he came in a little bit. I know we were talking about that a little bit before the game, maybe having the off ball in those clutch situations. How did you?
Yeah, we looked at it. I mean, we looked at it again this morning. We liked a lot of that. I think we did get the ball to Ant later in the clock for ISOs against matchups that that favored him. He got downhill. He got fouled. He missed a couple layups. Julius got to the paint, kicked out. I thought we did a good job. It didn't get as bogged down as it had been. We just didn't benefit from what we were able to create. And we missed 3 free throws in the guts too. Yeah.
The Moody group. I mean, how challenging is it to navigate that?
I mean, every team has periods of ups and downs, and it is what it is. My job to manage all these guys, so I don't think it's any an undue burden or pressure. It's just got to get these guys to lock back in and figure out what's most important. So.
Chris, how do you kind of measure, the execution down the stretch, but you are getting really good looks a lot at the times that just are not falling.
Yeah, you guys got to stay confident in those moments. I think the biggest thing is we got to try to avoid all these close games, and I think largely we've had opportunities to do so, or build leads that we create with 4 or 5 minutes to go. Some of the decision-making that we make there is just as detrimental as it is at the end of the game. Reality is when you're in the end of the game, a lot of these games become a coin flip, and you might be a poor clutch team this year and play the same number of clutch games as the following year. I mean, look at the Vikings. They just had 2 seasons, kind of similar, where they were good and bad in close games in recent years. So it's trying to avoid that as much as possible, but we've got getting good shots. I think maybe sometimes we can maybe redrive some of these, kickouts and put some more pressure on the rim. But guys just got to stay confident, and I think if they have a little bit more, let's say, comfort in knowing that the ball's going to come their way a little more consistently, then they'll probably be a little more ready to shoot rather than reacting to the play.
It seems like last year in fourth quarters you won with your defense.
Yes.
A little bit more. So
Yeah.
Is that just
It's-
half this thing right here?
It's 100% true. Like, we were really good all year defensively. We were elite in closing games defensively, and we were able to do that by obviously forcing people to miss, but also rebounding at a high level. It's one of the places I think where we certainly missed the size that we had last year across the board. This year we're probably not, we're not as big, but yeah, it's been a couple things defensively. It's been second shots have hurt us the most. I mean, last night we gave up 6 in the fourth quarter alone, and we fouled a lot at the end of games too. And we've been subject to shot making, but that's also sometimes just urgency and the ability to contest, and it hasn't really been where we need it to be. So.
How do you feel like the ball movement getting kind of sticky on offense affects the defense?
Yeah, it definitely does. I think every team's wired a little differently, and you want every team to go out and play defense, and we certainly have done that at times. But a lot of guys in the NBA, they didn't get here by defending. They got here by being offensive players, and getting them to play defense, at a high level is sometimes a little bit more of a challenge. Our guys have shown the ability to do that, but many of these guys view the game from an offensive lens. So if things aren't going well for them that end, then they, not saying it's right, but human nature just dictates that it bothers them maybe a little bit more than it should.